again, Thursday at noon. How are you? It is Welcome to Grill the Geeks. How are you? We have an exciting day for you today. Good topics to talk about. Again, we're the Property Geeks with Berkshire Hathaway, Lovejoy,
Berkshire Hathaway
Home Services, Lovejoy Realty. I can say it every other time when I answer the phone, but for some reason, whenever I do it on here, it's rip up. It's the funniest thing. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Join us every Thursday at noon. Feel free to PM us, email us, whatever. You can comment here or here, again, as I always say, with questions, with any questions that you have or any comments.
Topics that you'd like to hear about or talk about, or that you've heard of other people talking about, get our input on.
Absolutely.
Our opinions are super important, of course.
Absolutely, they are. So we're here to be a wealth of real estate knowledge. Don't mind us. We're just getting our, making sure that we can see ourselves and see your questions. So we're here to be a wealth of real estate knowledge for you. With any questions that anyone has, we'd love to hear the questions, and we will do our very best. There we are. Do our very best to answer your questions. We have a big topic this week. We are talking about cabins. It's cabin season here in Minnesota and Wisconsin. We are getting into cabin season, which is so fun and one of my very favorite topics.
It is.
It's one of my
favorite things to do.
Yes, one of our favorite things to do. So here in Minnesota or Wisconsin, we say going up north. But it's so funny when we're working with relocation clients from different areas around the country. They come here and they're like, "Where are you going?" We're going up north. What does that mean? Everyone here knows what that means. That means it's cabin season, and then we're going up to the cabins for the weekend. It's the kind of the universal term.
That's so much fun.
So I guess one of the things, our question for the week is going to be, what is your favorite thing about going up north? What's your favorite thing to do? Tell us a story. Tell us your favorite place to go, city, or just favorite thing to do. What's your favorite thing to do at the cabin?
Well, I love having coffee by the lake in the morning, on the dock or wherever, listening to the water, not the normal stuff. And of course, I love to watch people tubing.
Yeah.
Because you always get there really good. I'm usually the one that wipes out the worst, so I don't get to watch myself.
Yes.
But I love watching like the kids tubing and you know, kids starting to water ski for the first time and watching them get up that first time and that like that excitement. You know,
so
that's always super fun for me. I like the boating part of cabins. How about you?
I like everything about cabins. I have a hard time narrowing this down. I was super fortunate to grow up going to a cabin nearly every weekend during the summer. And it is some of my very favorite memories. And so I love talking about cabins. I guess one of my favorite things is bonfire time. I love bonfire time. The kids get so excited as long as they stay a safe distance away from the fire. I don't lose my mind. So I love s'mores. I love doing the s'mores with the kids. It's something so fun. I don't know. There's just something
your little
so...
Afton, too. She gets a chocolate
all over her face. Huge bite of this humongous s'more. She's got how many marshmallows in there. And then they're up for hours. That's always fabulous.
Yes.
So anyways, but they are, that's a really fun time. I love to kayak. That's something that I love to do personally. So I love a really calm day. You wake up in the morning and it's glass on the lake, looks like glass, and you could go kayaking. I also love the boating. Yeah. I love the boating. I love watching the kids and the excitement of them getting up skiing or tubing, or just so much fun.
Or even just watching the kids when they got the wind in their hair and they're going like this over and over, and they can't get because you know it's going so fast. They're just sitting the whole time. They're still enjoying themselves.
There is nothing better than going up north and going to the cabin.
Yeah.
Hi, Ange. Hi, Lindsay. I see you commenting. I'm trying to get better about commenting as people are saying hello. How are you? Let's see here. Angela says that she loves the boating activities, water skiing. The ski rocket. Yes, the ski rocket, the big yellow ski rocket that you have 2 or maybe sometimes 3 people on.
I'm always the one
and it tips over. It's the worst. It's so awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about cabins a little bit today. We do sell cabins. It's one of the things that we specialize in. So guys, again, we sell real estate. We help you find your home. We help you sell your home. We do that. That's our primary thing. But we have a couple other specialties that are a little rare. So we help people with investment properties, whether it's rentals or renovations or whatever. And then we also do, as a side, we do cabins. That's because we are passionate about cabins.
Right.
So we help people with cabins. Now, I absolutely understand people saying, well, I want to move to Hayward. I know I want to buy a cabin in Hayward, or I want to buy a cabin in Mille Lacs. So I want to work with an agent out there in that area because that's the area they specialize in. And I understand that. But there is something to, if you don't know what area you want to go to, we really help people narrow down with a few questions as to what areas they want to go to. And we specialize in those areas. So again, we're licensed in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and we have the questions that you need to ask yourself. So today we're going to go over 3 questions that I think are really important to be talking about with your family
too, but they're very something that people don't always think about, you know, when they're thinking about cabins.
Absolutely.
Very basic, but something that's very important.
Absolutely.
I would say.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with the first one, and the first thing is the drive. Right?
It's the worst part.
The drive,
especially
up
the way
to the cabin.
home. Getting home.
Yes.
That's the worst.
So the drive is really important because of a few different things. The first thing you need to look at is distance. And the reason we need to look at distance is because you want to decide if this is a cabin that you want to be able to run up there and spend one night, or if you have to go for an entire weekend.
Take work off, or, you know, plan kids' schedules around. And
Absolutely.
Then you're not going to be up there as much.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Which is fine if that's what you want, right? If you want to just be up there a solid couple weekends of the summer, perfect. But if you want to be, you know, where you want to almost live at the cabin, briefly. Yeah,
for the summer, go back and forth.
Yeah.
So
that's really important.
I think one of the things with the drive is to think about your traffic patterns. So if you're going to go up to more like the Mille Lacs area or areas like that, you have to think about, when do you get off work personally, you and your family members? When are you able to travel? If you're able to travel on Friday at 5 or 6 o'clock, are you sure you want to buy it up in that area? Is amazing. We love that area, but the traffic getting up there can be a little bit more difficult. So, or do you want to go a different direction? I mean, I know people that actually own cabins even south of the Twin Cities. So, so do you want to think about the traffic patterns and when your use is going to be, when you're going to be using it the most. What's the best use for you and of your time? Do you want somewhere an hour away, or are you willing to go somewhere 4 or 5 hours away? 4 or 5 hours away is probably a full weekend. Right. You know, and you're going to be going up there less often.
Plus,
so something to think about.
You know, I got a 2-year-old, so I'm counting down the minutes on the way to the cabin.
Yes.
Personally, I'm not counting the hours, I'm counting the minutes. Like,
are we there yet?
Soundtrack to Frozen, and how long is the drive, and
how many times can we watch on the iPad, or
so
watch a
movie?
movie?
Another thing I think about is the kids. I mean, I could deal with a 4-hour drive, but could my children?
Yes, absolutely. So that's something to think about. So the drive time, and both the time and the traffic patterns on where you're going. It's just something to consider. It's something that people often don't consider. They just say, I want a cabin in this area.
Right.
And that's fabulous if you've already made that decision, but it's something to at least consider is the drive time. The next thing is...
what kind of lake are you looking for? Are you looking for a lake to do boating? Are you looking for, you know, a lake to almost have like your own little beach? Where you're going to need sandy bottom rather than a rocky bottom. You know, the shoreline, exactly. If you're going to... It all depends on what the usage of your cabin is going to look like. And what you're looking for. If you're looking for a super quaint little, you know, where you just want to go kayaking, you don't necessarily want boats running around, all of that kind of stuff. I feel like that's huge.
So a motorized lake versus a non-motorized lake. So if you can do, and then even if it's a motorized lake, is it a really weedy lake, or are you looking to be on a specific lake? Are you looking to be on Mille Lacs? Are you looking to be on Balsam Lake? Are you looking to be on Turtle Lake? Are you looking to be on Leech Lake? There's lakes that people, they know that they want to be on that lake because they love the amenities that are on that lake. So that is something to consider. The quality of the lake.
Just say hi to Parker.
Oh, hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker. How are you? That's my nephew watching. Hi, sweetheart.
I'm sorry to cut you.
Oh, that's okay. Hi. It's kind of fun because it's live. Yeah. So the quality of the lake, and then the size of the lake. So you wanna take, if you don't know anything about the lake, we need to make sure that we're doing a lot of intense research on that lake, because a lot of our lakes in these areas have algae blooms that happen throughout. Then some people call that dog days, or just green swampy lake days. I don't know, Shrek days when you get out of the lake. So some lakes are more prone to that than other lakes. And so we just want to make sure that we are really doing a lot of research. And honestly, the best way to go about that is to talking to the neighbors.
Yeah.
That's my number one tip of the day for you, is when you're looking at a cabin, go around and go up there during a weekend that it's a nice weekend and talk to the neighbors.
Make friends.
Make friends with the neighbors. They'll tell you the truth.
Locals. Go to like the local cafe or or gas station and ask the person working there what they think of the area, where
Yes.
they live if they live on the lake, if they don't.
Absolutely.
All those types of
Absolutely,
questions
that's
are
super important. And because the lake is the reason why you're buying the cabin. I mean, most likely, right? Because you want to enjoy the lake. We're going up to the lake. We're going up north. So you want to talk about the quality of the lake and or think about the quality of the lake and the quality of the water in the lake, the size of the lake. If you want restaurants and bars and things to do on the lake, what kind of recreation are you looking for in the lake? Are you looking for a
lake a lot?
I know, that was a lot. Lake. It's our lake topic.
Sorry, I was just lake.
Or do you want, do you want something that's like small that you can just kayak in?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Like you kind of said.
Like kind of quaint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Quiet.
So that's what we have to talk about. And again, like Hannah said, the shoreline. Shoreline's important if you're looking for specifically for a sandy shoreline, or rocky or.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, if
Yeah.
you don't care, then it's okay, But if you have little kids that are going to be kind of like just splashing or whatever, then I think it's an important question to ask yourself and ask the surrounding area.
To some people, the lake and the shoreline is more important than the cabin, the building itself. They will buy a smaller cabin and something that needs some work to be on a certain lake versus a larger cabin, newer cabin, or updated septics, things like that, on some of the smaller lakes. So
Yeah.
so it just depends on what what you're looking for, right? It just
Yeah.
depends on some of the things that you're looking for. But let us know, because we are able to help you with those items. I also hit on septic right there. So there's a lot of other details that go into purchasing a cabin.
The zoning restrictions.
The zoning
Yeah, we can
restrictions.
talk about that
Yep, zoning.
more in depth.
We can talk about more in depth, but just a real basic overview of those zoning restrictions. If you're buying a cabin and you're thinking about buying something smaller that needs some work, and you want to do an addition or you want to tear it down and build something new, make sure these counties where the cabins are have really specific, and the DNR and everywhere else, because it's on a lake, they have much more strict building codes with some of those things and being on the lake than properties that are not on the lake. So like there's a 75-foot setback in Polk County. I can tell you that you can only add on 50% of the size. Okay, so things like that. So that's all
Just
things that we
nitpicky
help.
stuff that people don't think about. I think they think of cabin and they think of the boating and they think of the four-wheeling and the
Yes.
exciting part, and then we're here to be like, okay, but let's
Yep.
talk about the main details here.
Well, like height restrictions, things
Right.
like that. If you think you can
Silly
add a
things.
second floor, you better check with the county. So we just check with the county, and
That's
then
why we're here.
that's why we're here, because we help with those things. And the next thing is that we're going to talk about in the future. We're going to roll into another conversation, another Grill the Geeks topic. Will be about cabins and renting out your cabin. That is something that we specialize in. Is buying a cabin as a family cabin with rental in mind, is what I said.
Yes.
So it's with rental in mind.
To
That's a
eventually
really
have
big
that.
topic that people ask us about, because we specialize in that and we do that ourselves. So people ask us and want to talk about that. We actually do have coaching programs that we help people set those up as well. That we'll talk about a little bit more in the future. But yeah.
Especially if you're considering, a cabin that might want it to pay for itself eventually. It's a huge topic to talk about.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
it's really easily done. So again, our question of the week this week, so go ahead and comment there. What's your favorite thing about the cabin? Cabin time, what's your favorite thing? And let us know. You'll be entered into a drawing for next week for a fabulous prize. And I think that's it for this week,
Yeah,
right?
that was it,
Thanks so
Elise.
much for joining us, guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Yep, we'll see you next week, Thursday at noon, right here, Grill the Geeks. Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Bye.